Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you like what you see, please subscribe. If you'd like to learn more about me, you can visit me on the web at www.threadworksfactory.com. You can go there and sign up for blogs. I'm also on Facebook. Head over there and like me. I'd like to do a technique today called McTavishing, and it was invented by a nationally known educator in longarming by the name of McTavish. It's a beautiful way to fill zones and areas. I've got this block in front of me that I just chalked out with a circle. I'm going to place a daisy in the circle, and I'm going to fill the rest of the area with McTavishing. Let's get started. I'm going to drop the needle somewhat in the middle. Doesn't matter, it's a flower, it's organic. Wind could be blowing it. I don't get too uptight over things like flowers. I'm going to come out and do the first petal. I'm going to come out and do the next petal, stopping long enough for me to sneak on in here, clip the threads, and continue onwards. So here we go. And one last petal. So we've got our flower done. I'm going to borrow off the flower to go circumvent and divvy up a space. McTavishing is all about divvying up areas. And once you get the areas divvied up, you can then go in and put the final hurrah on the area. So I'm actually going to come in to this zone and do this sort of a thing. I've now got an area segmented off, so I'll come into this area. I'll put in detail work just to help fill this zone, and I don't even mind if I come in and head this direction, this zone, just to help fill it. Once I've got it filled, I can come out at this corner, I can head over here, and I'm actually going to fill another direction. Once I get that done, I may come in and fill that zone between those two areas that I just did by traveling in yet another direction. It helps to provide some great movement into areas. I can borrow off the lines I've already drawn, jump in, and segment yet another area. Borrow off of it, come in, change directions, and fill that zone that I just did. So there we have that. I'm now going to come in this direction. I just hesitated to think a little bit. By going that way, it allows me to come into this flower, and fill it. Long day, can you tell? But I can't complain. I'm on a long arm. Who can complain when they're on a long arm? Of course, unless you have tension issues and you are under tight deadlines. I'm just sneaking out of this area. I'm actually going to put in another long line that will help me break up this narrow area longitudinally a little better. I can now come in. I'm going to use that same direction to just fill in this zone, down there, far off of it. Put in a nice circuitous line. I like these long lines to be placed on these things because what they do is present such great sense of movement early on. I'm now going to track over, and I'm just going to do the same thing but going in a different direction. I'm actually segmenting these zones, and those segments are going to be what get filled in at the last step over here. Done with that, so I'm going to change directions here. I'm in a full stitch regulation mode, which allows the needle to come to a stop on my A1 Platinum, but it does bog the machine down, so most people tend to do this sort of stitching in a non-regulated mode, and I certainly understand why. I just didn't change it out, and I actually wanted to play in stitch regulated mode and see how it does. The A1 is such a nice machine, and I truly like this machine. Beautiful machine. You can see I'm snaking out. I'm almost done with this area. I'm just going to go grab this little area here. Got that done. I'm now going to borrow off and go in yet another direction. You can fill on the inside and then transfer over to the outside. No problems undoing any of that sort of work. It's all part of the McTavishing experience. Done with that zone. I'm actually going to come out of this feather. Sorry, I keep saying feather, but it's really a flower. Fill that zone, and then this is the last zone up near the flower to fill. You can exaggerate on one side or another of an arc just to help go that direction that you'd like to go. It's a great way to fill. Almost there. Your mind lets you decide where you want to go, and don't let your body talk your mind out of things. When you do this sort of quilting, this McTavishing, you just let your mind decide where you want to travel, and by letting your mind decide, you get to, oh, I'm so sorry, bumped the camera there. You get to make such great decisions on what you want to design, and I think this is a great version of it. And there you have it. That's McTavishing. Beautiful thing to add to any quilt, and it doesn't take too terribly long. Thank you for visiting me. Don't forget to go to my website at www.threadworksfactory.com. I'm putting a shout out here for my local quilt shop, www.thelittleshopofstitches.com. Wonderful website, wonderful people. Like me on Facebook, and have a great day. Enjoy this process. Bye-bye.